We don't normally talk about the competition here, but credit where due. In the Toronto Star on Monday is an incredible article, and you should check it out. I said this on Twitter earlier, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, but it's behind a paywall." Well, then pay for it. That's how journalism works. But all right, to the point. It's about the federal response to the pandemic. It's looking back at about a year's worth of federal responses. I have not hesitated to give credit to the federal government where it is due. They have gotten some things right. If there is any kind of meta failure the federal government has had, it has been that it has made the right decision too slowly, that it gets there eventually, but it sort of spins in circles uselessly for a few weeks first. But this piece, and it's by Tonda McCharles, one of their national affairs reporters, looks at a whole year of the pandemic, and it doesn't absolve the provinces. And this is the thing. It's not talking about what the provinces got right or wrong. It's looking at what the federal government did. And it comes to that conclusion that I've shared with you guys so many times before. Ottawa has often gotten to the right decision, but weeks or months too late. We went into the pandemic unprepared. The federal government, and some of this blame goes to the previous government, so it's not all on Trudeau, had allowed our early warning systems to decay, our preparedness to decay. We had very little equipment stockpiled. We had very little ability to procure more, and we were slow to realize we had to. We were slow on the border. We were slow on masks. We were slow to even recognize it was a problem. I think one of the things I'm going to remember this pandemic for my whole life is going to be the risk to Canadians is low. The risk to Canadians is low. The risk to Canadian. Oh, no, wait, it's high. Shut everything down. There was no awareness, even as this thing was dominoing across the world, taking out other countries, that apparently it was going to come here too. It is a great blow by blow recap of how the federal response went wrong. This is the amazing thing. Canadians have rotted their brains with partisanship. A lot of people out there are going to look at this and go, what do you mean the federal government did a bad job? I thought Doug Ford did a bad job, or I thought that my provincial premiers did a great job, or whatever. We have lost the ability to hold two true things in our brains at the same time. The provinces have made a lot of mistakes. A lot of the worst death tolls we've seen in this country have been in the long-term care homes, and those are in provincial jurisdiction. It is completely appropriate to hold your provincial leadership accountable for these things. But provinces cannot screw something up so badly, it magically makes the federal response good. We are more than capable in this country, more than capable of having two different levels of government screwing things up at the same time. And if you don't believe me, just look at the last 13 months.
Again, as I said, at this time, the risk does remain low.